Okay, so I'm Mars Melto from Vanuatu, and I uh, I start music like reggae music 12 years ago, and it's come up in my mind because of a reggae festival there. It's called Fesnapuan. So when I see the first edition of this festival, I was like, the next edition have to be up on the stage. So that's how I start music. So Fesnapuan means festival, and Napuan is a vernacular word from the island of Tana, which means dance music, because in our tradition, music and dance, they are one. Fesnapuan, that was the first edition was in 1996. We listened to this kind of reggae that was different from our reggae in Vanuatu, and for a reggae band called Vatoro band. And because Vatoro, they use a kind of reggae which have input of traditional rhythm, their rhythm, which called raga rhythm, and that was very different from the guys from New Caledonia. They were more like international reggae, like Bob Marley and all this. And reggae music, it's a music who looking for roots. And in Vanuatu, we have these roots. In Vanuatu, at that time, we just kind of came out from the bush, we just discovered the buildings, the cars, all the Western life side. And the reggae get there because of the message, and because it's a music which really match with the environment, with the cultural environment and the social environment, and because of the message that Bob Marley put out in his lyrics, like get up, stand up from your right. All these songs with conscious, like at that time we like I say, we just came out from the bush, yeah, and we see all this white people colonization come and make us plant coconut to make oil, and face all the rude talk from the planters, from the white man. Yeah, they came, they like swear, or think that we feel like reggae or music was something that we can grab, and it can carry you out of this system. Like at that time, reggae was not so popular, but I think herbs, they did a lot of, like, they are one of the factor, because our elders, they listen to them and say, oh, that they're from Pacifica, they're Polynesian, they're from New Zealand, like we like to say in Vanuatu, we are one soul water. And when they came with this rhythm, these lyrics, and at that time alcohol just came up, and there was many things like fight, rape, or things like this, and it became a way of voices it out, to put the issue down and say, look at what you don't like, look at what we are doing, and try to get forward from this. On my first album with XX Squad, when we released it, the next day we did the front page, because government and all the elders, they were like, why they criticize us? Why they, with the song politicians, where we said, they they're lying to our elders, our fathers, tell them that they're gonna have many money if they vote for them, but at the end they didn't alter the promise, what they did promise to them. And we, as politicians, have worked for this, and even actually we face like we have a kind of gap between authorities and youth. And recently I wrote a song about a prisoner who escaped from a jail, and he went to visit his wife and his child. So after this, the police came and came after him, caught him, and they beat him up till he died. And we ask government, we ask police, we ask all the force to, they have to do something. Those guys have to go in jail. But they didn't do anything. We don't even know who did this. It's like I use my music for this, to voice out this, to put this out, to make sure that all my children or their children, the future generation, this will not happen again. I feel like where I'm gonna put my child in the custom, in tradition, or follow the Western life. We kind of questioning ourselves. The best way to get these two cultures, the two sides come together. Because I remember what old fella told me. He said that if we can marry the Western knowledge with our traditional knowledge, that will make our children twice wise. And he is really true about this. And with the Western life, they like promote Western things, sell off the land. That's something that we can, like a few years before, we cannot imagine this, like sell our land, because what we learn from our elders is that the land don't belong to man. It doesn't belong to man. It belongs to child. What you plant now, your children are gonna harvest this. What you build now, your children are gonna live underneath this. So if you build a nice house, you're gonna live nice. But if you make your house half this, half that, not really strong, one day it will just fall down up with your children underneath. That's what we artists in Vanuatu, we try to promote. We try to get things from the past come help us now for the present, to make a future that will be nice for our children. Back in the island, they like this. They see cities and all this Western life, the modern things. Like for them, it's wow, it's flashy. It's for them, it just shines. Oh, that's beautiful for them. But when guys like me, artists, we travel and go to the other country, and we see what really Western things did. Like in Vanuatu, even in the cities, we don't have any homeless people. We don't have men sit down and ask for money. And when I went to Fiji, I saw this and I was like, oh, our brother in Fiji, some are homeless. In Solomon, it's the same. In PNG, it's worse. In PNG, I never go there, but I heard that if you want to have a walk, you better have a tank. Because men there, they just kill men just like this. And in Vanuatu, we still have this culture, this knowledge, this custom, this tradition, which mainly focus on respect of everything, and respect of differences too. So that's what I try to promote with my music.